So that's coming up. Now, in addition to all of that, okay, something else has happened. Something else interesting and exciting that I was not even aware of. All right? During my day off, I had several people, probably three people, who contacted me out of the blue and said, hey, Phil, were you aware that the person whose YouTube channel you have used for React content many, many times over the last year, Joon the King, has put out a documentary about the history of Machinima? And to let you guys know, I actually did know he was making this. I didn't know when it was going to come out or how, you know, how extensive it was going to be, but I was well aware that he was actually making this. He had been talking about it publicly, but also I had kind of talked to him behind the scenes a little bit about what he's working on this year, because he's actually working on a documentary about me. Go figure. But no, like, I knew he was working on this. I just didn't know when it was coming out, and apparently it came out yesterday, and people are saying it's really good. I think it's about 50 minutes long. Now, here's the thing. You might say, well, why is this something interesting or special to you? I was a partner with Machinima for over 6 years. I actually partnered up with Machinima on YouTube back in early 2011, and I stayed a partner with them all the way through early 2017. Most major YouTubers who partnered with Machinima literally quit within a year or two of being with them because they had bad experiences, because Machinima was a very disorganized, very not dependable style company. Just to give you some perspective, this is a company that had no idea what they were doing. They were always tossed money by investors, and they would blow it all. Like, oh, we got a bunch of money. Should we do this or this or this? No, let's make a TV series. But you're not a production company. You don't make TV series. Well, we just want to do that. Oh, okay. One year they'd fly out to E3, telling you that they want all their content creators to get prominent and cover E3, and the next year they'd say, we're not doing anything. Then one year they'd say, we're going to send you an insane amount of free games to cover, and the next year they'd be like, we don't talk with anyone, we don't do that. It's like, huh? I mean, no exaggeration, one day you would have a full grouping of contacts and important people who want to help you out on YouTube to become a better content creator and advance and succeed. And then the next day you have an issue and you contact them and they're like, don't bother us. They're just the weirdest company. And I was with them for over 6 years, and I've told you guys the stories over the years that I've personally had. But I've never told you the full story because I was kind of waiting for there to be a reason. Now, Machinima went out of business a couple years ago. And when they went out of business, what happened was they were bought out by another company. That company shut them down and literally deleted their channel. So you're talking upwards of 10 to 15 years of content that people had made for Machinima that was deleted from the internet when they went out of business. And a lot of people are very upset about that, okay? So what I'd like to do, obviously, because there's not only vested interest here for me to do something like this, but there's a public interest in me doing it as well. People contacted me out of the blue and said, did you know this documentary came out? Will you react to it? Because this is absolutely something we feel you can add to. You were part of this thing. The whole time this was going on, you were part of it, and we want to hear your take on all these subjects that Joon covers, but also we want to hear you add all your personal supplemental experiences and things. And I was like, yeah, this sounds like a great plan to me. As you know, when I do long-form React stuff, it's very much detailed and it adds a lot. So, for example, I'll react to an hour-and-a-half video. It'll take me 5 hours. So, even though this is a documentary that's a 50-minute long documentary, I would guarantee you this would take at least 2 to 3 hours to get through, because I'm going to probably have a lot of stories to tell and a lot of things to add to the discussion that most people don't know about Machinima or didn't know was happening behind the scenes. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, when Joon told me he was working on this Machinima documentary, I went back and I searched my emails. Guess what? I have most of my email correspondence that I with Machinima saved. And I have some very interesting things that have happened. Like, for example, when my incident happened in 2016, how they took it upon themselves to go out there and start doing things in my name that I never gave them permission to do, and I had a lot of issue with. Okay? Or how, when a lot of people were being very slanderous and negative towards me over the years, they decided to go out of there and do things that I never authorized them to do. For example, they went out there and started claiming videos and trying to take down things and I was like, what are you doing? Like, I never told you to do that. But they just took it upon themselves to do it because they were my partner network and they thought that they had that authority when I never gave it to them. There's just a ton of stuff like that. And I have it all saved. Like, literally, I've saved all the email correspondence and everything. So I've got some stuff to discuss when it comes to this company that doesn't exist anymore. So I'm decided that in the month of July, we will do a long-form react to the Joon the King Machinima documentary. All right. Now, when will it be? I don't know yet. We have to figure this out because already the first week of July, we have the special digital summer party coming up. So obviously, you don't want to do that right after, right? What you want to do is you want to kind of space it out because if I'm going to take another whole day off from gameplay streaming, I want to do it when it's appropriate. So maybe around like the middle of the month or something like that. I haven't done a long form react in many months. The last one was the Internet Historian long form react, which you guys really enjoyed. So I figure let's do another one now, and we've had enough time, right? We've spaced it out, we've broken it up enough that this would be a good one, okay? Wow, in fact, guess what? Guess what I've got? I got the Machinima swag because I still have Machinima clothes. I think I have a Machinima hoodie that I've saved up. It's a collector's item because it's so rare because they don't exist anymore. I even have a Machinima branded Xbox 360. I have all the Machinima shit. This is going to be a very special long-form event. It's going to be pretty cool, actually. So, I'll bust all this stuff out for you guys, all right? So, hope you're excited. It sounds interesting to you. If you want to hear about the history of this company via Joon's documentary, I recommend checking out his channel, Joon the King. Give the documentary a watch. Here's the thing. I'm not going to watch it. The thing is, I am very tempted to watch it. I want to see what Joon researched and found out because actually I was talking with him several months ago and I was like, dude, no one ever did a proper documentary on Machinima. Nobody. It's an untouched subject, and it's weird because we're one of the biggest companies that just died out of nowhere, and I wonder what the real history is. The truth is, I don't know what caused them to fail. All I know is that they kept getting investor money and pissing it away, but I don't know what the tipping point was. I'm very curious to see what Joon researched and found out about this company in his documentary. So, yeah, let's see. I'm going to watch this in July at some point. Let's talk about it over the course of the next several weeks to determine what's the best time to do it. But yeah, it'll probably be a weekend. It'll probably be a marathon-style event. All right, should be a good time. And